What do soldiers think of non-combatant military personnel? Most infantry guys called them pogs, people other than grunts. We thought they had it easy while we were getting shot at. Boy, were we wrong. I was a machine gunner in Iraq 2007. Thought I was hot stuff because I carried the big gun. Supply clerks, cooks, mechanics, bunch of soft pogues who joined for college money and never saw real action. That attitude lasted until our convoy got hit outside Ramadi. IED blew our lead vehicle to pieces. RPGs coming from 3 directions. We were pinned down, taking heavy fire. Our radio operator went down, shrapnel to the chest, unconscious, bleeding out. I'm trying to call for support but can't reach anyone. Radio's damaged, frequencies scrambled. That's when Private Davis crawled over. Supply clerk, skinny kid from Ohio who processed our meal requests. Never seen him hold anything heavier than a clipboard. I can fix that, he said, grabbing the radio. Hands steady as a surgeon while bullets cracked overhead. Started rewiring connections, swapping components. How do you know radio repair? I yelled over the gunfire. Electronics degree before I enlisted, couldn't afford to finish college. 5 minutes later, he had us back online. Called in our position, directed close air support, coordinated medevac for our wounded. All while insurgents were trying to kill us. But he wasn't done. Our medic was overwhelmed with casualties. Davis started doing triage. Turns out he'd been a volunteer EMT back home. Knew more about trauma care than half our combat lifesavers. Saved 3 lives that day, including mine when he spotted a sniper I'd missed completely. After that firefight, I started paying attention to the so-called pogs. Really looking at who they were before they put on the uniform. Our cook used to run a restaurant. Fed 400 soldiers 3 meals a day with equipment that barely worked. Never complained. Always found a way to make MREs taste human. The motor pool sergeant was a NASCAR mechanic. Kept our vehicles running with spare parts and pure wizardry. Those Humvees should have died months earlier. Our finance clerk had an MBA from Harvard. Left a 6-figure job to serve his country. Managed millions in military pay and supply contracts without a single accounting error. The intelligence analyst spoke 4 languages. PhD in Middle Eastern studies, provided briefings that kept us alive on every patrol. But infantry guys called her a pog because she carried a laptop instead of a rifle. Started realizing something. We called ourselves the tip of the spear. But you can't throw a spear without a shaft. Every pog was part of that shaft, keeping us sharp and pointed in the right direction. The supply chain that kept us fed, armed, and equipped. The mechanics who maintained our vehicles. The communication specialists who connected us to the world. The medics who saved our lives when everything went wrong. Without them, we'd have been a bunch of tough guys with empty stomachs, broken equipment, and no way to call for help. But the respect was mutual. Those pogs looked up to us infantry types, thought we were crazy for volunteering to walk into ambushes, respected our willingness to close with and destroy the enemy. Truth is, we needed each other. Combat arms couldn't function without support personnel, and support personnel couldn't complete their mission without security from combat troops. Best example was our convoy operations. Infantry provided security, drivers navigated the routes, mechanics kept vehicles running, medics treated casualties. Intelligence warned us about threats ahead. Remove any piece of that puzzle and people died. Every MOS had a vital role. Every soldier carried part of the mission. The POG versus grunt mentality was just insecurity. Infantry worried about being seen as expendable meat. Support personnel worried about being seen as non-essential. But deployment taught us different. When mortars started falling, nobody cared about your job description. We all bled the same color. We all wanted to go home alive. Some of the bravest people I served with never fired a shot in anger. They just did their jobs under impossible conditions. Kept the machine running while chaos erupted around them. Now when people ask about military service, I tell them every soldier matters. The guy fixing radios is just as important as the guy pulling triggers.